Alright, y'all, I'm gonna do this little series on Suge and Puffy's involvement in the Tupac and Biggie murders. It might not have been direct, but most of the way it was indirect, and our two favorite artists are going today because of the two CEOs, Eagles at record labels. So let's get into Pacs, because Pacs is the most simple. It makes the most sense. Tupac's is like this. Puffy was involved with the Southside Crips. Now, Puffy can try and say he wasn't involved with them at all and all that bullshit, but we know this for a fact. Orlando Anderson was in Southside Crips. Keefe D was pretty much the head of the Southside Crips. He got money. Keefe D is Orlando Anderson's uncle. Before all this beef, y'all, check this out. Or not Orlando, his uncle Keefe D. He let Puffy borrow his 6'4". If you look at one of Usher's first videos back in the early 90s, he's dancing on top of a candy painted 6'4". And Puffy ended up having to pay him or something, exchange favors. Something happened where he had to pay Keefe D because Usher was dancing on the 6'4", and it scraped up all the paint on it. So if Puffy tries to say he didn't have nothing to do with it, or he wasn't associated with them, or he didn't know them, that's a bunch of bullshit. You were in contact with Keefe D before the whole Tupac beef with Biggie. All right? So we know for sure he was associated with him. Now, whether Keefe D want to say Puff came to him or Puff went to Keefe D, here's what I think happened. Keefe D seen that Bad Boy was shooting with Death Row. And what he decided to do was, okay, I'm going to tell Puff, like, yo, you need anything, you come out here, call us. We don't mess with Mob Pyro anyway. We don't like them dudes. So you can come on out here whenever you want. And we got your back. We'll be your security because we don't F with them. And we got artillery too. Or if Puffy wants to say or if Keefe D wants to say that's not how it went, Puffy said some of them, yo, these dudes starting to be a problem for me. Can y'all handle that? Or y'all got my back? Some was exchanged to that extent. Now, guys, let's go back to what led to Suge and Puffy's problems. Suge and Puffy's problems stem from an Atlanta nightclub shooting back in '93, where one of Puff's bodyguards ended up killing one of Suge's closest homeboys. And I think it ended up being a self-defense thing or whatever. That's why at the Source Awards, when he came back, that's why Suge did what he did and came at Puffy like that. Puffy was held. He took it personal because he was supposed to be cool with Puffy. As you heard on Drink Champs, Puffy claims they was cool before, they was tight. But yeah, that was probably before the shooting of his best friend in Atlanta by one of your people. After that, you got to remember, they have a West Coast mentality. Whether y'all directly had nothing to do with it, you hurt one of my homeboys, so now I want to hurt you because you associated with the person that hurt my homeboy. That's the West Coast gang mentality. You hurt one of my friends, I want to hurt you and all your friends. It's just how it is out there. So, what I'm trying to get at is all this shit stems from these two dudes beefing. And whether Puffy want to go around it or not, he had some type of association with the Southside Crips who were responsible for shooting Pac. Last but not least, why I don't understand why, and this dude kicker, why was Lane put in the hotel at the time? Did they, Keefe D said they go out there for fights all the time. Did he go out there for the fight, or did they go out there because they knew he was performing at 6'2", since they said they was all going to go to 6'2" anyway? Now, Zip Martin, I'll get into that story in a different video because I got to fully investigate and understand his association. But it seems like Vegas might have been the place where everybody met at to exchange money, dope, whatever. You know, with the beginning of the hip hop industry, a lot of street money was involved with it. So we got to understand that. But that's just part one. That's just Puffy's involvement. I'll get to Suge's involvement in the next video, where is, you know, where most people think, why did Suge even have Pac in that situation? And if he was, why didn't he have a bulletproof car, bulletproof vest, or why did he have Pac where he could be seen or gotten to? Like, it should have been, y'all know what I'm saying. It should have been, it shouldn't have been that easy to just roll alongside and shoot Pac. That don't make sense to nobody, I'm sure. Like, and he know, I'll get it into the next video, but that's Puffy's direct involvement with the situation, y'all. Puffy knew the Southside Crips. Puffy had a relationship with Keefy D. They didn't like Suge. The Mob Piru had problems with them since day one. That's how that goes. And at some point in time, y'all got to remember, everybody says Pac went backwards by gangbanging. Pac wasn't looking at the situation as gangbanging. Pac was looking at the situation as, these dudes are associated with Bad Boy. And one of these niggas took our chain and they associated with Bad Boy. That's how Pac took it. He didn't associate himself with the game. He associated himself with having a beef with Biggie and Puffy. And he seen that Biggie and Puffy had a relationship with these dudes that had his chain. So I think that's wrong when people try to say Pac associated himself with gangs. He associated himself with having beef with Death Row. Or, excuse me, having beef with Bad Boy. That's how he associated his problems. Peace.